Alright, what's up guys, we're back here with another review, and today we are continuing to review all of Stephen King's adapted movies, and now we're on to, we're finally on to Storm of the Century, which is actually not a movie, it's a mini-series that has 3 parts, and they're both about an hour and a half long. This is a pretty long one, definitely longer than Salem's Lot. But this is probably one of the more less unknown Stephen King adaptations, along with the 1997 Shining remake. Now, see, there's a lot of Stephen King miniseries, and I'm probably going to go through and review all the miniseries too, like The Stand, and I already reviewed Salem's Lot, and I did Shining 1997. This one, though, I actually own this one on DVD, and it was all right. I don't know. The effects didn't hold up on it at all. It's a weird movie, okay? It's a really fucking weird movie, and I never read the book, but it is just a weird ass movie. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not really a fan of this one. I mean, I don't know. Stephen King's miniseries, they're different. Like, I liked Bag of Bones. Kingdom Hospital was all right. Kingdom Hospital was probably the longest one. And then The Stand was pretty good. But other than that, every other miniseries, other than Bag of Bones or Nightmares and Dreamscapes, I don't know. There's a couple, but most of the time his miniseries lose me. I'm not really a big fan of his miniseries. I highly prefer his movie works. But Storm of the Century actually has what shocked me the first time. It actually had 2 actors that I knew in it, other than a Stephen King cameo. It had the guy on the cover there is also in a one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and unfortunately it got canceled after the second season. But the guy on the cover there is the main bad guy of the story, and he basically was like the main bad guy for the first season of that show, and he also played in another movie by Clive Barker, if I remember correctly, named Creature, and he was a military guy in that too. I don't know if you guys remember that movie, but I saw it on some kind of sci-fi channel once, and I sat down and watched it. It's pretty good. It was like this thing in the ocean or whatever. But he was in that too. Then it's also got that, I know the actor's name is Jeffrey, but that old guy, the actor in it, he also played Dale in The Walking Dead, and he also played that prison guard in Stephen King's The Green Mile. And on top of that, he also played that store clerk guy from that one old guy from The Mist. He also played in The Mist. He's in a lot of different movies, but the one that I most frequently know is The Mist, because I've seen that movie 100 times. The Mist is one of my all-time favorites. But I don't know. This movie is just a little. I keep calling it a movie. So basically, I'm gonna go through the story now. So basically, it's like this town that's up near Alaska, if I remember correctly. this is one of those things where I didn't need to go back and watch it because I've seen this. I've seen this like 3 times, even though I don't like it because I own it on DVD. So I am gonna pop it in once in a while. Um, but there's like this town up in Alaska, and they get this big snowstorm coming in, and the town is like locking up for the snowstorm, and I guess all the townspeople, since it's a small town, they're holding up at the church, and all the people are at the church, and the police guys are at the police station. And if I remember correctly, there's three or four cops. There's a lot of no-name cops in this, but the main characters we need to think about is well, before I start this whole police snowstorm thing, I'm gonna have to go into the detail of what this main bad guy is. So before the snowstorm comes in, the townspeople are getting word of this new snowstorm coming in. It's supposed to be the storm of the century, they're saying, which is the fucking title of the goddamn story. But there's this old woman, probably one of my favorite badly acted scenes of all time is in this movie too, where this old woman is sitting in this chair watching the news or whatever, and she's just sipping tea, and she's like, "Oh my!" She just keeps making grunting and "oh my" noises, and it's just the most fucking hilarious thing I've ever heard. She's like, "Oh my!" It's just like, I don't know if that was intentional to put on the story, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, see, whenever Stephen King does a cameo in one of his movies, a movie that he does, like The Stand or Creepshow, which he actually acted in, or he has a big part in, they're usually not that good. Because honestly, I heard Stephen King preferred the 1997 Shining over the original, if I remember correctly. But every movie that he's ever adapted his own work, his books are phenomenal. He's a masterful author, but whenever he tries to make a movie, it sucks. I'm sorry. It's got some of the worst acting you can possibly watch. Watch Maximum Overdrive if you don't believe me. Watch fucking Maximum Overdrive. Then you'll understand what I mean when I say he can't really direct a in-depth movie, because look at all the movies that he hasn't had a big part in. Like The Shining. The Shining is a classic. Doctor Sleep. Shawshank Redemption. The Green Mile. Christine. That was a John Carpenter movie. All of those are great. I even like Secret Window with Johnny Depp. That was a good movie. All the ones that he hasn't done are actually really fucking good. But when he does a movie, it's just like we get shit like Maximum Overdrive and Storm of the Century and 1997 Shining. I don't know if he had anything to do with that, but I hope not. I mean, The Mist wasn't done by him. All of his best movies are not done by him. Creepshow's alright, but when his acting in Creepshow is too campy and off the wall for me, Creepshow's just a little out there. Even though I do like the first Creepshow, the second one I could beg to differ, but the first one's got some good stories on it. Like Cat's Eye, that's another one. Cat's Eye is a terrible movie. Sleepwalkers, Cop Kebab. I mean, there's a line of ones that he's had to do with. Tommy Knockers. They're just terrible. I mean, I didn't even like Salem's Lot, but all the ones that he hasn't had anything to do with, Apt Pupil, just all these lines of movies, they were good. They were really fucking good. The It 2017 and 2019 remakes. But the It 1990, the only good part about it to me was that Seth Green was in it. If you really go back and watch that, it's got some horrible acting in it. And I understand it's a made-for-TV miniseries, but again, it's not that good. It's just not that good. And that is the example here. I love The Shawshank Redemption, and I love The Mist. But Jeffrey's character in this is very forgettable. This movie is very forgettable. So yeah, I don't even know why it says the Emmy-winning miniseries up there. I just don't know. Anyway, going into the plot of this movie. So basically, this old woman's like drinking tea or whatever, and she's watching the news. And this, I'm gonna call him the demon guy. So demon guy shows up at her front doorstep, and I guess she goes over to open the door for him, and he comes in and he starts bashing her head in with his he's got like this cane with this dragon's head on it. And well, I think it was a dog's head. Yeah, it was a dog's head. But anyway, he's got this cane and he starts like he fucking bashes this old woman's head in. And then later this kid named Davy finds her body. I cannot believe that I remembered someone's name of a movie that I haven't watched for a while. I actually remembered a name. Anyway, I'm very proud of myself. I remembered somebody's name. This Davy kid, he's like 14 or 15. He goes in there and he notices the door's open and he's like, oh shit. Because another weird thing about this scene, apparently the demon guy threw her wheelchair out the door and it's like in the middle of her fucking yard. I guess he didn't like wheelchairs. And for some reason, I guess he like put her body in the kitchen or something, or in the back room across the hall. And he finds her body and apparently like bashed her head in so far that her eye came out. And we get to see crime scene photos. And then we get to meet Jeffrey's character, which is very got a very Maine-like accent. Very Maine-like accent. And Stephen King, we all get it. You're from Maine. You gotta... Anyway, he's got a Maine accent. And he actually pulls it off very well. I will admit, he pulls off a pretty... I mean, I don't live in Maine, but it sounded okay to me. But... yeah, it just... This movie is... I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of... It's kind of weird. It's a weird one. But anyway, this guy disappears. Well, no, they, I don't know. There was this movie is really weirdly paced. I guess the guy, like, before Davy calls the townspeople and the cops, he finds the dude that killed her sitting in the seat. And I guess he drops his basketball that he had. Or something happens, and then the basketball gets thrown at the TV, and then I guess he freaks the shit out of this Davy kid, so he goes to get the townspeople, and then the guy's fucking gone. Well, no, the guy's not gone yet. He's still in the fucking chair. Okay, I'm remembering this now. So now the guy is like, I guess the cops take this guy in. And then we get, another great scene of this movie. I mean, I'm not reviewing this movie to show you the entire plot. Go watch it yourself, but I'm just giving you my personal opinion on the movie, so don't expect me to give you the entire story. So, I'm not being mean there. It's just, these aren't full movie summaries. These are movie reviews, not movie summaries. So, if you came here expecting the entire movie in a platter, sorry. But I'm just trying to remember the main parts. So now we get to meet the cop of the town, which is this guy. He's got a wife and a daughter, or wife and a son. No, it's a son. He's got wife and a son. And he works at a grocery store too. And I remember when I first watched this, I was making like all kinds of like really cheesy slasher titles like Grocery Cop. Looks like prices are getting halved. Or a grocery cop. Clean up an aisle dead. But it's this cop guy and he's fucking working at the grocery store. And I kept making these like... I remember the first time that I watched this, I kept making these like fucking puns and shit. Like I was like... Yeah, I was like grocery cop. It was grocery cop, clean up an aisle dead, and Looks like prices are getting halved. 30% off your head. There was just all kinds of stupid. There was just all kinds of like fucking jokes that I was making throughout this movie. It was nuts. But this movie was, I mean, from the first scene, I just know this movie was going to be one of those movies that I'm just going to end up laughing through the whole thing because it's horribly made. And yeah, that's what happened. It really was. I just, oh man. My question is, why is the guy a cop and working at the grocery store? And I guess like one of his friends works at the grocery store too, and I guess he's helping everybody prepare for the storm. So one person died. There's a bunch of people that actually die in this, shockingly. So I'm going to skip way ahead to when the snowstorm is happening. And the people are at the church. And I guess the people are at the church. And this guy, two cops, this kid, and this other guy, if I remember correctly, I think there's a woman too. And I believe Jeffrey's character is here as well. They got this like shed that connects to the grocery store, or that connects to something, but there's this shed that connects to something. And they got a jail cell out there, and they're keeping this guy that killed this old woman there. And I guess everybody leaves, and there's this one guy sitting there, keeping an eye on him. And I guess something happens to where, I don't know, something happens and then this guy dies, and then the fucking demon guy ends up bursting out of his cell, leaving. So he ends up killing this guy. And then we get another scene like way, way later where this girl is talking to her boyfriend, and I guess she's all pissed off at him. And then she leaves and she finds this like cane with a dog's head on it. Oh my god, it's the demon's fucking cane, because apparently the demon has trouble walking. Honestly, at this point, I prefer Demon from Friday the 13th. I honestly don't. But anyway, demon guy tells this dude, hey, you're pretty mad at your boyfriend. You should go over there and bash his brains in. And that's exactly what she does. And she kills her boyfriend. Yay. So then we get another scene where this demon guy is going around town, picking people one by one, killing them off. So now he hypnotizes this firefighter guy that's like stuck at the firehouse building, and I guess he like writes in like blood on one of the fire trucks that little catchphrase at the bottom there: born in lust, turn to dust, born in sin, come on in. That stupid fucking thing there. And that's pretty much Demon Guy's catchphrase. But he basically writes that on the fire truck, and then he shoves an axe in his face. And yeah, we don't get to see the aftermath, but I'm pretty sure he just took an axe to the face by his own doing. So yeah. So oh man, let's see. So now everybody's at the I guess grocery cop, and everybody's at the fucking church now. And there's this other old woman that sees the cane, I guess, and she gets hypnotized, and then she drowns herself in one of the bathroom sinks of the church. Another random ass death. And then now everybody's freaking the fuck out because there's people dying left and right. You got to give me a break here, guys. The reason I didn't go back and watch this, because it's just really hard to sit down and watch a 4-hour long miniseries that you hate. It's just, Really hard to do that. So give me a break on this one. So anyway, there was I guess people start going outside, and then the grocery cop guy gets this vision of he gets this vision of this fucking people walking into the ocean, and then the guy says, "Oh, I guess Demon Guy demands a child to take under his wing." So he demands one of the townspeople to give him a child, and of course it's going to be Grocery Cop's child because, yeah, plot purposes. But anyway, he says if you don't do that, he'll hypnotize everybody to walk into the ocean, and then they won't find anything, and then the town will be like a new Roanoke. Oh no, they're fucking putting this story. Oh, they're comparing it to Roanoke. Yeah, because that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, there's this whole argument and moral dilemma on whether they should give the kid over, and they do. They give the kid over. And then it does like a flash forward like 10 or 20 years later. And it also gives us a look into another one of the characters. I guess the woman that murdered her boyfriend during the snowstorm ends up going out on a canoe one day and never comes back. I guess she like died or something. And then the movie ends with the kid, the cop guy in the city now. And he brushes past this kid, and he notices that the demon guy is with him, and then they just disappear, and he's like, no! Yeah, that's how it ends. Oh, I'm going to give this one a D, because it wasn't fucking terrible, but it was still bad. So I'm going to give it a D. So remember to leave a comment, like, and subscribe.